A body.
Let me do a good amount of last time. I'm gonna do a test for
Steve,
just to make sure. Yeah, maybe it's sports. We're doing games or practices on Saturdays and Sundays too.
Yeah, Wednesday is 86.
Yeah.
Thursday 89.
Are we ready?
One and a half minute.
Half a minute. 30, 29, 28.
Very sick.
It's supposed to be 390s.
Yeah.
Helping out?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Greg Gordon.
Here.
Steve Barthol.
Here.
Susan Snyder.
Here,
Michael Barrett.
Here.
Steve Carter is absent.
excuse. Okay, how about a motion to approve the
Make
agenda?
a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of minutes from August 11th, regular
Make a
meeting.
motion to approve the meeting minutes of August 11th, birthday.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Greetings, staff, residents, and board members. I hope everyone is enjoying the cooler weather. I have received some questions recently, which I will try to answer to the best of my knowledge. I had questions on Planning and Zoning Commission. By the Missouri statutes, Sunrise Beach will have 7 members of Planning and Zoning. The chairman and 1 board member plus 5 citizens make up the commission. The city manager does all the planning for the meetings. The terms are 4 years each for the citizens. The current comprehensive plan was created in 2008, so we are updating this to meet the current and future needs of the village. This is why we wanted all the residents and businesses to participate with their opinions. The plan will be for all residents. And we will be updating our planning code, our zoning codes, and they will be displayed on the website when complete. Then I had questions on the candidate qualifications to run for the Board of Trustees. As per the state of Missouri and Camden County election laws, our clerk is directed to have all candidates fill out and sign an affidavit for the election. The clerk will notarize that signed document and send it to the County of Camden Election Commission authorities. Any person who believes there is a violation of any provision of the election laws for the state of Missouri can take that challenge to the appropriate court in the County of Camden. Our clerk and the current board members are not responsible to handle any of the challenges. As many know, we have paved a few more areas around the village recently. We did the best we could to notify the residents of potential road closures. We hope the finished product was worth the wait. I want to state that this board has and always will be transparent to the citizens about all the business of the village. We comply with Missouri statutes, and we will consult our attorney on ordinances, resolutions, zoning rules, or any other protocols for municipalities. We value the trust that the citizens of the village have given us, and as always, please contact any board member with any questions or comments. And we are going to look at the Planning and Zoning Commission appointments. And there is a withdrawal on Matthew. So I'm recommending that we ask Jean Delaney to be on Planning and Zoning. And Jean is here. So I guess we need a vote from the board to approve having him on the,
I'll make a motion, we approve.
okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Jean, and you can see Erin, she will have you do your oath, and did you pick up the book for the?
Yes, I did.
Plenty of
No blood. You have
Okay.
a personal financial statement and draw blood. You get a shirt.
Okay, oh, and Fred is the chairman of that particular committee. We need to reschedule the October meeting because it falls on Columbus Day. So is everyone okay with the Tuesday, which would be October 14th?
Sure. Good. I'm good.
Okay,
Same time.
same time, 5 o'clock. So that'll be posted on the website, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and we are down to visitors' comments. Do we have any visitors' comments? Please state your name
Jamie
and,
Phillips.
okay.
You did address that if we had any questions about the election process to go to Camden County, and who would you go to Camden County? Because that's not a clear way to go through. You just say Camden County, absolutely. Camden County first.
It's Camden County Election Commission Authorities. I don't know what their names are. I'm sure it's on their website, but there is a commission for the election. Aaron, do you know the answer to that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Usually, I would say, you know, Roland would be my.
And I talked to Roland about it at one point in time as well. I did reach out to our state representative, and their research committee did look into what the village of Sunrise Beach is supposed to go by and abide by in electing someone, and this is an email directly from Renee's office. So according to them, in RSMO 80.050, no person shall be a trustee who has not attended or has not attained the age of 21, who is not a citizen of the United States, who has not inhabited the town at the time of his election, and has not resided therein for 1 whole year next to his preceding time of election. And in RSMO 80.010, the word town is used in the chapter concerning the incorporation of town and villages. It shall be construed into the village as well. So this, the upcoming election coming in April, and your people who are going to try to become an official here in the city, they have to sign up in December. So does the town itself have any ordinances that delegate how those people are supposed to be in there? Does it differ from our state RSMOs?
It does not differ from the Camden County Election Commission. They give us all the paperwork, right? You get it from the state, actually.
I get it from the, ethics committee.
From the Ethics Committee of the state of Missouri, and everything that she needs to get from any candidates, you collect, and then you notarize, and then you send to Camden County.
Yes.
So,
We don't have an ordinance about elections, right?
but as
I mean-
far as RSMOs go, it comes from the state to the county to the municipality. So
Mhm.
overall, the state RSMO should be the guideline that we would go by. And that's according to the research department at the state of Missouri.
Mhm.
So going forward, do we have guidelines for our planning and zoning committee?
That, what I read just a minute ago is the statute out of the state of Missouri, and that is what it says to have. We don't have to have 2 people on the board, but we are allowed to have the chairman, which is me,
Mhm.
and another board member, which right now is Steve Carter, and 5 citizens. So,
5 citizens of the actual village of.
yes,
Okay, so everyone on that board is an actual citizen of the Sunrise Beach. So what about this board right here?
as far as I know, everybody signed affidavits when they applied to be a candidate.
And
Like I said, we don't run the election. We only sign our own affidavits.
so we're going off of the actual verbiage and word of the person that is applying to become a trustee? Is there not any checks and balances to confirm those people's residency?
Well, it's a
They
sworn
sign an
statement.
affidavit.
So the
She
sworn statement-
notarizes what they sign. It goes to the election board. And if anyone has a challenge on that, they need to go to municipal court.
Okay, so if anyone challenges that, that's going to be the citizen of Sunrise Beach who challenges that cost to
Yep.
find out that there's nothing there. Okay, so I dropped all of this 2 years ago and I was fine with this, but during your last recorded meeting, it was stated that no one had lived in the home on Beechwood Drive of Mr. Carter's in 10 years.
If it was in the meeting and it was in the meeting, and you're talking about the planning and zoning meeting.
No, I'm talking about both, stated in the planning and zoning meeting and your recorded city meeting in August.
Okay,
And according to Camden County, not the clerk, but Camden County Clerk's Office, and I'm not trying to be rude, I promise, because I think you guys are doing a great job. I'm just asking because, according to that, the home that he put on his registration, Mr. Carter, is not been inhabited for 10 years, according to the recorded meeting last month.
as our attorney told us years ago when you first brought this up, we have no power to go around and knock on somebody's door to see if they're sleeping in that house.
But it's obviously been uninhabited, and it was stated by the neighbors of that home that it was an uninhabited residence for 10 years.
Well, and Jamie, the only suggestion I can make for you is what we already said. You're gonna have to make a challenge, and to make a challenge, you'll have to get an attorney to
Go to municipal
file
court.
it in a court.
Okay, well, as a small community and as first as a nation, we have a unique combination of full-time and part-time residencies. How does that, what the checks and balances of this office to ensure that we're being represented by our actual citizens of the Sunrise Beach, and someone who's not changing their voter's address the month had him signing up for being a trustee of the village.
It is not our job.
We really should set an example and just not win by technicality on these things. And I'll drop it, but it's, I mean, he stated straight up on that meeting that he had not lived at the address he's using as his voter's registration, and the business.
I think his statement was that house sat empty for 10 years. Wasn't that his statement? Okay, that was his statement. I don't know if he recorded that or not, but his statement was no one has lived in that house for 10 years. I don't know what to tell you other than you can challenge it.
So our citizens here, and to ensure that we're being represented by actual people living in this town, we have to go to the court system and spend our money to make sure that you have a valid person sitting behind the desk.
I think we all know Steve Carter owns that property.
He does own it, but there's people that live in Kansas City and St. Louis and Iowa and Illinois that own property right here in our city limits, that if they wanted to change their voter's registration, who are we gonna have representing our office?
If they have a registered vote here, then they are registered to vote here. That's the way the law states. I don't know how much more
They
we.
have to live in residence for a year, according to the RSMO. That's what the law states. And we shouldn't have to fight the city to make sure that we have officials that are representing our community within our community.
Well, and you don't have to fight the city. You have to fight the election laws. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I have all those same RSMOs right in front of me. And all I can say is what they say. All I can say is Steve Carter registered to vote or registered to run. He signed an affidavit. It was notarized. It was turned into the election authorities. And that's where it ends for us. If he gets elected, he gets elected. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
False accusations and false residency.
So you say.
You need to take it to court.
Take it to court.
Yeah.
All right, I would gladly look into that more, but I don't feel like a citizen should have to pay to take it to court when somebody who put on your live feed that he had not lived
I didn't hear her say
there. You can rewatch the video.
that.
It is not the responsibility of this board or of any staff here to monitor who signs up to run as a candidate. I'm sorry, that's the best answer I've got.
that we
Okay.
really do have a responsibility to the people who live in our city to represent them correctly. Not that he's not doing a great job, he's a very intelligent man and he's done great things, and you all have. I'm not chastising any of that. I'm just stating that there should be some checks and balances to ensure that we're being represented by people who actually have a vested interest in our city.
And I believe there are checks and balances. That's called voting.
People that they don't know that don't live in the city. And I know it's frustrating, but it's right here.
It's not frustrating,
Okay.
it is what it is.
We've told you everything we can tell you about it, Jamie. I don't know what else to say about it. I would imagine you can run again.
I never wanted the position. I was told I had to run in order to bring this up, and I did. I brought it up at that point in time as well. I have no interest in being on the board. I just ran specifically because that's the direction I was told by the municipal board to do. So I don't understand why we are keeping the RSMOs not at actual value and not checking into the people that are actually on our board. I mean, you, all four of you live inside the city limits. And I thank you for everything that you do. You guys are doing an amazing job. There's a lot of progress, but we've got 3 positions open up in December. How are we going to ensure that those people are here for our best interest as well? And that's really all I have to say.
Does anyone else have anything to say?
I have a question for
Okay.
public works. You were down by me at Bear Bottom the other day. Did you inform him that he had a leak? The owner of Bear Bottom? There's still, yeah, there's still,
About leak through a phone call.
no, I'm asking you if you informed him. Cause water's still running.
He's been for.
Okay?
Matter of fact, I even told him that MOOLIN is the nameplate on front of that in particular.
Yeah, I'm not interested in what trailer, where it's leaking.
No, I'm just telling you how far I went with what I told him.
My question to you all
Is it leaking again?
yes,
There's a trailer down there, up underneath the trailer, there's a leak inside. In that line,
I'm
so-
not sure where the leak's coming from.
But it's after our meeting.
I understand that, but if you'll let me finish speaking,
would
I have a
say,
question for you.
go ahead.
My question for you is, do you have the ability to shut the water off because it's leaking and we're wasting water? So have you,
Actually, the city,
after a certain
the
amount of
city
time?
itself is not wasting water.
No, he is,
He,
I understand, but at what point do you let that go? How far do you let that go, knowing that it's leaking?
okay, then just.
That's what I'm saying,
Here's the thing, just to help you out a little bit,
okay?
I can go shut him off, but I shut off every camper down there.
Right, I understand that,
Mhm.
but the leak still needs to be addressed. What can we do to address the fact that it's
Force
not
him
getting
to fix
fixed? Yeah,
Has Lindsay
There it
been
is. That's where you're-
informed that it's still leaking?
Yes, further, no, yes.
Okay, we have one forgiveness per business and he's already been told that. And he also was told, please keep track of your water because you won't get another forgiveness. So,
right. And I was just curious, how long do you allow that to continue before we can do anything?
I don't think we
Is the
can,
leak on private property?
Yes, I understand there's nothing we can do.
I
about
don't
it.
think we can,
Yeah,
yeah, we
And
can.
that's what I was
As long as they pay the bill.
I just hate to see a business owner get hit with such a large bill.
Yeah,
If there was something we could do to say, hey, you need to fix that or we're gonna turn you off. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't turn them off without turning everybody off.
Right.
yeah.
Everyone in the trailer park.
There's just no way.
Kind of surprised if you told him it was leaking
Yeah,
again.
it
He
just
didn't do something
concerned
about
And
it.
he didn't even know anything about it when I talked to him last week with the sewer thing.
Mhm.
I told him about sewer and he already turned around, and had Eric from Roto Rooter clean that. Called him again, told him it was cleaned out and everything was running. Our lift station was running fine. So then I turned around and I said, well, you got a water leak underneath this specific fifth wheel, because I can see the water coming out. And I told him about it. I said, you're probably gonna want to fix it because it's taking about a tenth of a gallon, maybe every 40 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, it's running pretty
So,
good.
I mean, and the ground's saturated, but, short of me shutting off everybody down there,
Well, I know that they're all on the same water line, so, yeah, it would have to be shut down completely, but I can't believe he didn't do something about
all Lindsay said is I'll have my guy look at
it.
it. So,
Okay,
I just wanted to make sure that he was informed.
I called him before I left that area.
Okay.
And you put it in writing to.
he did put it in writing. I mean, I don't know what else we can do about that
And
either.
when you go home, stop right there at the ditch and look into it, and you can see how much water's running. Just, it's money out of this pocket.
It would seem to me that we have some obligation, if they've got a system that can't be shut off or routed around,
Mm-hmm.
that we have some obligation to.
Right,
I
I'm
don't
not
want
looking
to,
for
I'm
us.
not gonna give him forgiveness.
No, I'm not looking for any, I was just looking for answers about, it just bothers me to see
Yeah,
that
me
city
too.
water just running on the
Bothered me.
ground.
Bothered me, Fred.
Maybe I'll try to give him a call. I've got his cell number. Maybe I'll see if he
Maybe you can build a fire.
has contacted anybody or whatever, so.
Okay, well, that's all I got.
All
And
right,
his maintenance crews know about it as well.
okay. All right, ordinances and resolutions, let's see, we're doing first and second reading on, this, is that this one? I don't know.
CG.
16.
Can I, let's have the first reading. Peachel, this is, Ace Hardware. He's trying to subdivide the house from the business. You know, there's a house right next to it. That's what that's all about.
Are you ready?
So, yes, please.
Okay, so bill number 2025-16, an ordinance approving the final plat of Michelle subdivision, a 2-lot subdivision of property generally located at 321 State Route 5F in the village of Sunrise Beach, Missouri, first and second reading.
Can I have a motion to accept the first reading?
I make a motion to accept the first reading.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion for a second reading?
Yeah, make a motion, second reading.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second reading of bill number 2025-16, an ordinance approving the final plat of Michelle subdivision, a 2-lot subdivision of property generally located at 321 State Route F in the village of Sunrise Beach, Missouri.
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote for Steve Orfall,
Approved.
Susan Schneider,
Yes.
Michael George,
Yes.
Greg Gordon.
Yes.
And only first reading on next bill.
Okay. Bill number 2025-17, an ordinance amending the village of Sunrise Beach Police Department personnel manual to provide for amended work hours for the Sunrise Beach Police Department.
Can I have a motion to accept
I make a motion, we accept bill 2025-17.
first reading?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any old business? Nope. Scott, how about you, tell us what you know?
Alright, let me pull that. There's a lot of stuff in the agenda and my report. Alright, nothing's really changed on the board report. Ozark Hall's wrapping up with it this week. The final production date for season 2 is Sunday. There are 3 things that I would need board approval and motions for. The first, you guys took care of with the first reading on the the payroll. The second is I'd like to request approval to apply for and expend if awarded a local violent crime prevention grant. It's a 100% reimbursement grant from the Missouri Department of Public Safety with a max amount of $25,000. We would use this funding to purchase 2 Motorola M500 dash cameras and 2 Panasonic in-car touchscreen computers, both of which are, very important with public safety, enhancing our ability to communicate with dispatch and other departments. This grant, we've been awarded multiple times before. In the past, we used it for tough-looking radio equipment. My hope with using the dash cams, I've not heard on the Blue Shield yet, but this grant, if the Blue Shield one's approved, would complete our in-car camera replacement.
That's not on here for a vote tonight, or?
It is, I would,
Okay.
and then,
Oh,
Just
it's in
as
the,
Chief said, it's 100% reimbursable. But because we have to spend the money up front, I think it would be helpful to get a board motion.
I make a motion that we approve this motion or this agenda.
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next one is approval to apply for and expend if awarded a counterterrorism grant. It's a new grant opportunity for us. We previously weren't eligible. However, since I've sent Officer North and Detective Warren to counterterrorism training, we are able to apply for this grant. The grant has a $7,500 threshold. Like the LVCP grant and most of our other grants, is administered through the Department of Public Safety and it is 100% reimbursable. I would be using this grant to fund 2 more Panasonic Toughbook computers and a desktop dock. This would ensure that with the LVCP one, most of our Toughbooks would be replaced with newer as they're starting to get, they're reaching their end of life. As well as it would give us the ability to assign Detective Horn and Lieutenant Schultz take home computers for when officers need to call them.
And this reimbursed 100%.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then the only thing I've got to add is, I didn't get notified on it before, it doesn't need approval, but MoDOT's Blueprint Coalition grant opened up, so we applied for a new dash mount radar. Do that, and that grant we've never been, so I anticipate, the 3,000 will also get approved this fall.
Very good.
Very good. You got the trailer being wrapped yet?
So I'm getting a check. I meet with the shootout tomorrow with Leah and to get the check for that. Get the stuff ordered for it as far as the cones and then the kiosk. Still working with Lake West Science to get the final design done. So
Okay.
it'll definitely be ready. It won't be ready by the end of this season by any means, but it will be fully ready for the spring season.
Okay. Good on you for finding all that grant money for everything. Andy?
My turn? As of right now, we have 2 bad hydrants in the city, one of course we know about. I do owe an apology to everybody on Old Sunrise Acres. I'm finding out it was a hydrant. That was
Oh,
a-
that's been the problem all that time.
That's been a problem.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't have any excuses other than I tested it, it didn't show chlorine, but we had MRWA come out, he checked it, he said there was just enough in it. Turned around, they did their sound, find out the hydrant's bad.
Doesn't the fire department check those out once in a while?
They check for pressures and just to make sure that the hydrants are right. They don't do exactly what we're supposed to be doing.
So we
So-
need to replace 2 of them?
Well, we're waiting, we're looking at about a 2-week, we're waiting on the fire kits to fix that one. There's also one on the backside of Cliff, and there's also another one down by Poly Lift on Rock Harbor. So all 3 of them fire hydrants are shut off. So there's nothing leaking right now, we just gotta wait for the kits to get them fixed.
Golly, 2 weeks.
Yeah, out of orders.
Now a little bit of safety
Yeah,
problem.
Plus, I'm already talking to Ken. I stay in contact with Ken quite a little bit. on that side. Still planning in the rest of the month, this week here, we're gonna do a lot of pothole patch and bike week. So we're gonna really kind of get onto that. Plus, we got a few more patches to do back on the backside of Cliff and the next Cliff done for this winter. Other than that, we started, mapping the city for our utilities. We're a little over a third done, almost halfway done. That's your hydrants, your lines, every meter out there, every lift station, every push station.
Mhm.
So we're getting close to halfway. So that's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
We also started hydrant flushing, something that we have neglected. We're about halfway through that for this fall. So then we'll be good for the rest of this year. And then, of course, in spring, we'll have to do it every 6 months. So we're starting on that. Other than that, that's about all I have, unless somebody's got something that I don't know about out there in the city.
Any of that flushing, is that when you would detect the leaks, or is that just the
The flushing, actually, we're required once a year to go through every hydrant. You open them up full blast, you let them run for half.
But when would that also be the time that you would detect those leaks like you found in the ones?
That's actually how we found two of them, is because we're out there flushing and we're checking them. Old Sunrise is what really kind of kicked us in the rear end, put it politely, on, hey, we need to get this done, figure it out. Because if we would have been doing our normal hydrant testing, we would have caught all of it, and it wouldn't have been an issue. Other than that, unless
Okay.
there's something out there I don't know about, please always let me know about potholes and stuff.
All right. Thanks, Andy. Did you have anything to go over?
No, the only other thing I have is the semi-annual financial statements already.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Media. And
Very
so I did
good.
pass it out to everyone. So that if you want to take a glance at it, it's complete, so there you go.
And we don't have to vote on that, right? Thanks, Aaron. Okay, Steve, what you got for us?
Okay, phase 5 water and sewer. There's been a lot of discussion about the next phases of the water and sewer program, and it's time for us to move forward there. The Missouri SRF deadline is March 1st, and we want to put ourselves in the best position possible to get grants for the next phase. Question is, what is the next phase? We've talked about Center Road, Northview Road, Rock Harbor Lane. That's been, I think, somewhat assumed to be the next phase. It's it's the last neighborhood on Beechwood Drive that doesn't have water and sewer, but there are other areas as well. And so before we went any further, I wanted to bring the question to the board and make sure we're all on the same page with it. Whatever we decide to move the process forward, we want to engage an engineer. I think in the somewhat near term, as early as next month, probably November at the latest, because we have to submit a facility plan. It's basically a preliminary plan for whatever we're proposing to do through the SRF program, and we want to get that process started. So before I went any further, again, I just wanted to understand, make sure that we're on the same page, and whatever phase, whatever area we want to pursue.
Does that include Cape Hollow?
It does, I believe, yes.
Okay.
Mhm,
So it's Center, Northview, Cape Hollow, and Rock Harbor.
correct, yes.
And that's, that location is where our north plant is. All of that will be coming up a north plant, right?
Well, yes. You're talking about the north sewage treatment plant.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, of course, we're also in the process of expanding the north plant. And just to give you a brief update there, it's on the Missouri, the SRF intended use plan. It's basically going to the Clean Water Commission in October for approval, final approval. I do want Jeff Meadows, the engineer, to attend the next meeting in October, give you all an update. And, you know, that project is headed down the track. It's getting very near completion, the design. It's getting very near to being submitted to MDNR. But the actual review time and when we can close the project is really kind of there. So Jeff will give us more information on that next month.
We really have to get on these things the minute the bid opens because it takes so long. Everything you have to do before you even apply for the grant. So, does anybody have any comments about it being at that next location?
May I ask a question? When I was reading over it, you said there's 67 connections that's gonna come up with that next phase down Beechwood. Is that going to bring us in enough income to our water bill for everyone else that's on there now? And it's not going to increase by a large amount? Generally speaking, 67 hookups really isn't going to be that much income coming in monthly, when your next phase is a $2 million phase.
I don't foresee our water and sewer going down.
I'm just concerned about going up. We have a lot of retired people in this area, fixed incomes, and $100 water and sewer bill is kind of hard for them. So if it goes up any more, would this next phase bring in enough income to alleviate the cost basis to going up?
I would say no.
Well, it's just an unknown.
Yeah.
Just to be real clear, as this proceeds, the board has every step of the way must be approved. And so this is very preliminary. And if we do want to proceed, then next step would be procure the engineering. By the time we actually get to the application phase, we'll have to we can make some determination about the financial impact, and a lot of it depends on grants and loans. The phase 4 project, we have a pretty significant grant that we expect to receive, frankly. It's just really an unknown when it comes to phase 5. Without, we've had a very good track record through the SRF program getting grants. Without those, it would be very, very difficult to move forward, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's kind of an unknown. I've spoken with the Stiller on this topic before, and it's certainly my goal to keep the rates down as much as possible. But when you issue new debt for these projects, you do have to pay it.
Yeah.
So.
And they
Yes.
also indicate how much you have to pay too, don't they, once they've reviewed the financials? So if they don't believe that it's gonna be self-sustaining, they'll give you a number for each person hooked up to where they have to go across the board in order to keep it running successfully.
I don't think SRF tells us
No,
what to charge.
they do. The underwriting, they have to be satisfied that we can pay.
Then we can pay the debt.
And so what we've done in the past is we've used capital improvement sales tax funding to pay the debt. And it's been, the debt that we have right now is primarily being paid with capital improvement sales tax funds. And, going forward, we are seeing some increase in our sales tax receipts, which is helpful. But it's really a decision for the board at some point, how comfortable you are taking essentially that sales tax money and using it to fund your water and sewer system. The classic way, just to be real blunt and clear about it, the classic way is for your user charges to take on, most, if not all of that cost. If we did that, then we would, have substantially higher rates.
Yeah.
I'm fine, just so you all know, I'm fine with some level of that capital improvement sales tax funding the debt service, but I also am concerned about the more we use that, of course, the less we have for other, capital projects like road improvements and so forth.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, water and sewer is very expensive, but everybody wants it. It's something the one major thing we always have to look at doing. So as long as and we do look at the debt every time we apply for any of these grants to make sure that we can cover it, obviously. We do still have programs, Aaron, to help people that are struggling with their utilities.
the program that was offered last year has not come forward again this year yet, but, always in the fall and, winter, there's, some that do. But of course, all the local churches, do offer their services that I know of. They, plenty of them do, call us and, help
Right.
to pay.
Right.
So yes, there's, local services that do help, people in need. If at all that, the services from last year, come about, we will definitely let you know. I think it was IWAP, from last year.
It was some kind of government thing that they could
Yes.
sign up for to
And
get.
so if they do come
help.
about, we always let someone know if they're available, absolutely.
And I think Dahlia always makes sure that anybody who ever talks to her about that always makes sure that they sign up for that.
Oh, absolutely. If something's available, we let them know right away. If there's help out there, we let them know whatever access that they have. Yes, absolutely.
And we do watch what other areas are charging, and Camdenton just had an increase. I'm not familiar with the numbers of it, but it was in the paper that they just increased their water and sewer, so it's everybody. Everybody is struggling to pay for that service, so. Anyway, what else, Steve?
Is Center Northview Rock Harbor at the next day? That's my question.
I would say, yeah.
Why do I think you guys said that? So do we need a vote or just go ahead and get things together?
I mean, as long as I have clear direction to proceed with that, I'm fine.
Absolutely.
It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you. No, that's the next step.
You want to talk about the prosecutor?
Yeah, so I just wanted to advise the board that we have made a change there. And we've used Lauer Municipal Law in the past and we've been very well satisfied. Recently, within the last several months, there was a change and our costs have increased quite substantially, frankly. And, I hate to make decisions based on cost alone, but it was a primary driver here. And so we looked at two different attorneys that have experience in this area, and we ultimately landed up with Eric Miller, who is Miller Law Associates, is his firm. He's in Lebanon. He has experience. He's actually a prosecuting attorney for Lynn Creek, the city of Lynn Creek. And so he certainly has experience in the local area. But he's not, local. Often when you have your prosecutor be very local, there can be conflicts of interest because that person is often representing defendants and so forth. So,
The flat rate was, I thought, good.
but flat rate is very helpful and it's very similar to what we had been paying previously. And so, in any case, I just wanted to keep the board informed. I would also want to know, the city attorney services were very satisfied and have no intent to change. This is kind of I think the prosecutor is more of it's call it a niche area, if you will. It just focuses on municipal court. And so this is something that's been reviewed through Susan, Chief, and I, and we felt pretty confident about it. That is all I have. Oh, well, I'm sorry. There's one addition, and I sent it out to the board on Friday, but I just want to state publicly the sales tax receipt came in on Friday, and it was in fact the single biggest receipt we've ever.
Very nice. Like to see those numbers going up.
Yeah, and we were obviously glad to see that. So our budget is basically back on track. I still have a few little concerns here and there, but we really needed a big boost from this month. I would also note, I think I mentioned in my email, there are some payers within the community that seem to be behind, and we've contacted Department of Revenue, and we'll just continue on that path. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't with one
Would they be
exception.
behind at the state level as well? They can't just be behind.
It seems that way, and there's been a lot of discussion internally, myself, Susan, city attorney, and in general, I've had real good, very good relationship with Department of Revenue, and I haven't really encountered this type of problem, excuse me, in my past career. This one is frustrating, but I just want to let you know, we're not going to let it drop. And we will continue. I assume that they're in arrears to other entities as well. I don't know that. It would be, in this one instance, it's possible. I think it is possible that we could be one of those is kind of, excuse me again. How should I put it? One of the biggest creditors. I don't really want to get into detail, but yeah, it's certainly a problem for our budget. We budgeted based on certain expectations, and then you have, certain businesses that don't seem to be paying. It becomes a problem, especially with us because we're so sales tax based. So we'll stay on it.
How long do they have to be behind before you can close the doors on the business? Is there a certain time limit on that? Is like they're not paying their sales tax, that there's a certain allotted time period before you can alleviate their sitting license?
You want me to answer that?
Yes,
So the Department of Revenue sends out notices when someone is in arrears on sales taxes, and they basically direct the city to revoke their business license. And so in each of these instances that I'm referencing, we have not received that notice, to be very clear. But however, we are aware that it seems to me to be longer than usual. So I'm not sure what exact avenues the city has independently of the Department of Revenue. We haven't gotten that far down the path. But if we have those, at some point, we're gonna have to make a decision if this doesn't change. But we're not that far.
okay. Let's get into the finances. Do we wanna approve the bills that are listed?
That
Yes.
motion that we approve our finances and repair bills. Our AP for the city is 31,000 we owe. And for water and sewer fund, we owe 24. Make a motion to approve this payment.
Second.
All in favor?
I
Aye. And you have, Main Street Asphalt, their invoice is separate, and looks like we're at 156,862. It's a little over what, was bid, but we knew that there was gonna be some maintenance that had to be done, so the jobs look good if anybody has gone to see them.
I make a motion we approve the bill for Main Street asphalt.
Second,
Greg second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We'll take a look at the budget and see if I have any questions, get back with you on that. Anything else, guys? that We need to talk about? Do I want to make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.